My name is Luigi Pezzarossi, Luigi, and last name is Pezzarossi. So 2 Z's like zebra, 2 S's like Sam. I am the Director of Enterprise Solutions at Cook County's Bureau of Technology. I was born in Guatemala and lived there the first 11 years of my life. And my family were immigrants from Italy to Guatemala on my father's side, and on my mom's side we're Italian. So I am both Hispanic and Italian. So when I came to Chicago, I was lucky enough that I attended the Chicago Public Schools, went to Inter-American Magnet School, which was a bilingual school, which definitely helped me transition in. And then from that point forward, I attended public schools. I went to Lincoln Park High School, then went to university, ended up getting my degree actually from Northeastern Illinois University in the North Side, where I worked also for about 9.5 years. So I got my undergraduate and then my graduate degree from there. I got into IT because I liked playing computer games, but when I started playing computer games, there were not a lot of computers. So when I was 14 years old, I worked at my aunt's restaurant for a summer to earn enough money to buy my first computer, which was a Commodore 128, which was a while back, right? It ages me. But I started with that computer, and then as computers evolved, computers were pricey. It was expensive. And in order to have a decent computer that worked, I would start building my own computers. So, buy all the parts, put it together, you saved on cost. And then at the university, I worked in student computer labs and picked up a little bit more knowledge. Then I started applying for certifications. I started taking training and going and getting certified. And I picked up several certifications from different entities, from Microsoft, from PMP, from different professional certifications. And after I finished my undergrad, which was interesting enough in music performance, I actually ran into somebody from the Air Force, an International Guard, and they told me there was a band in Peoria if I wanted to join it. So I auditioned, I joined. I actually spent 15 years in the Air National Guard as an Air Force musician. So while I was doing that path, I graduated, had my music degree, still in the Air Force, but working IT while I was getting my degree and kind of picking up that knowledge. My commander figured out that, hey, if you already do IT, would you like to do some IT work for the unit? So I ended up doing training at Keesler Air Force Base and dual careered. So in the Air Force, I also became information management specialist, and started doing IT work in the Air Force side while I was doing my music thing. Plus I had my music thing civilian side, and I wanted to bring everything together. So I've worked for a state university. Now I work for a county entity. I have worked for a state military organization, the Air National Guard of Illinois, which is also part of the Air Force, which is a federal. So I've never actually aimed at having all these public service positions. Obviously, there must be something guiding the decision, because the chances of me, by complete happenstance, landing in all these different positions is almost non-existent. I would say that I know when I was at the university, I felt very strongly that we had to support the students, that they were the people that we had to put our efforts forth, because this was going to have an impact in their lives. I know that as an immigrant coming over here, and generally I think just as a minority, but definitely as an immigrant, when your family comes in at a later point, you haven't had the opportunity to really establish your family, your support system, everything that goes with it. So at the university, I felt that was important, because I could create opportunity for people by doing a good job. In the Air Force, I felt like obviously I was being given opportunities, so I had a duty to serve your country, your community, your fellow people that live around you, because again, it's a community, right? So you have to serve there, and I had a duty to do that. And with the county, I feel like it is my responsibility to provide support systems for the employees of the county, because they in turn provide all these very, very needed services to all the members of the county, all the constituents of constituents of the county. And so I would say maybe duty, I guess, would be ultimately what it is. I feel like there's a sense of duty that this is the right thing to do, and that if you have the ability to improve people's lives, then you have a duty to do so. Oh, traditional Guatemalan versus Italian. If I had to pick one, right? So figure that both my mom and my grandmother are gonna make me my favorite dish. For my mom, I'll probably pick risotto made with the porcini mushrooms and whatnot. And then from the Guatemalan side, I would have to say the tamal, the regular tamal with chicken for me. Like I said, they're hard to make, so you don't get to have them very often. So every time I get to have one or two, more than likely, I would jump at the opportunity to do that. So yeah, and pick one over the other. I will probably just eat both. You know, let's just be serious. I will probably go from one to the other. But yeah.